Crack him if you got him, son.
Let's go. How about them Cowboys?
Crack him if you got him.
Yeah! Let's go, baby. Please hit him. Somebody punch him, please.
Hey, you want one of these? Coors?
You got a yellow belly, you knew exactly what
I know, you were looking me up and down. I knew what you wanted. You want a banquet?
Yes.
Crack him if you got him!
Jerry, pick us up, Jerry. We're not worthy.
Cowboys can fan.
Cowboys can fan.
Like Canadian fan, can fan.
Oh,
Cowboys can fan.
love Canada.
Yeah.
I'll look you up.
Awesome, thanks, brother. Take care, man. And look, that's how you get subscribers. And nowadays age, it's a dog eat dog world. It's a dog eat dog world. We got to go on the street to get subscribers now.
I'll be like, there'll be a guy at the grocery store, and I'll hear him say something about Facebook. I'll be like, oh, you do Facebook? You ever heard of CanFan? At Cowboys CanFan. Have you ever checked us out at Cowboys CanFan on any major platform? Because we're on all of them.
Dude, go to tiktok.com/@CowboysCanFan.
We have a channel, yeah.
What's your channel?
Cowboys CanFan.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm
Cowboys
from Puerto Rico.
CanFan. We're from Canada, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's CanFan on his shirt there.
I'm gonna watch that when I go on.
Yeah, do it. You guys will be on our YouTube.
Can I come all the way to Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico? Hell yeah.
See, that's
Son of a bitch.
Let's go. We're gonna be cracking them if we got them, baby. Let's go. Not often are you gonna have the Vegas Strip shut down like this, so we're gonna take advantage of it. And we're gonna shotgun one for you, son. Crack them if you got them, son. Woo!
Waffle crack?
Crack them if you got them, son.
You got Raleigh, come on.
I've never. Oh, why isn't?
Boosh! Sup, sup, sup. Sup. Woo, woo.
Yeah, let's get. I gotta get one in me, kids.
Get it in, yeah.
Crack him if you got him, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Instead of singing, I just want to dance a little
I'm
bit.
gonna get one in, too.
Yeah, get it.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Crack him if you got. A try-fi. Crack him if you got him. If anyone has stuck it with us through those 3 crack-ems, and if you've never ever tuned in or listened to the audio, we like to crack them on a Wednesday night during the main event. Welcome to the Cowboys CanFan show on this Wednesday night, the main event. You're with your boy. I don't like saying that, but I did it. Anthbess. And then the other boys, the bandwagon boys. What is up?
Sup, sup, sup.
Champion of the world!
I do want to watch you guys in a tag team event versus anyone. A Bills Mafia team when we're down there.
Oh.
Table match. Who can go through more tables?
Shit,
Oh,
man.
yeah. I would be putting Alex through more tables.
AJ, in your late 30s, almost 40, how many tables do you think you could get put through and
I don't
still
want to
be
go.
okay?
I don't want to go through any tables.
But how many?
How many could I?
Yeah, well, would you? Would you do one?
Depends on how. Depends. I mean,
I'd go through a table.
I don't know if I
Like
could.
what,
I don't
me
know if
jump-
I could actually power bomb like
me
a power
jump
bomb.
through. Oh, no, I couldn't take a power bomb. That's that's too much force.
Hey man, you still owe Barry Grant Jr. A power bomb,
A rock bottom.
a rock bottom. That's you giving it to him, isn't it? Or is it you taking one? No, Barry gets.
Barry gets to do one to me.
What was that over?
It might have been Deuce Vaughn. I don't know.
I thought it was some. I
Oh.
thought it was Barry Grant saying he would get rock bottom through a table if they paid Dalton Schultz any money, and then they franchised him last year. That's what I think it is. That's CanFan folklore.
Well,
There's a lot
either
of
way. Whenever you want it, Barry.
Soak it up.
How are we feeling, guys, after this Eagle loss? Are we okay? Are we better? Are we worse? I don't think we were that bad, honestly, after it.
I'm okay. It was out of the three losses, it was the best feeling one. If you had to pick one, and the way that we lost was definitely on errors and not just like piss poor play. So at least errors can be more easily corrected. And a game of inches at some point too, which we're gonna get into.
Before you run down what we got on the episode,
You asked us a question and then you didn't.
I was gonna say before you say it, I want to hear my brother Adam's take. BW1.
Were you actually?
No.
You had those Oculus Rift glasses just already queuing up your next question.
I
Right?
did. Yeah, I did.
I agree. I felt I was pissed off that we lost because I think it was definitely a winnable game. I went down the rabbit hole of the refs, which got me a little bit angry. But I think like what this game told me is that 49er fans are online at least worse than Eagle fans.
Definitely.
Because we have the receipts. Two of our biggest viewed videos have been when we lost against the Eagles. So it's reaction videos to that.
Yep.
And the It's like, well, not saying that the Eagles fans in real life are IRL, as they say it, are probably worse, but online 49er fans can fuck themselves.
Before AJ runs us through, I've been online battling. As I do, I battle. That's what I get at. But after we posted our post game, which you can find on the YouTube channel, if you're just listening, head over to youtube.com, Cowboys Can Fan. You will find us, our big, beautiful faces. But anyone that was commenting on the reaction video, they were saying shit like, oh my God, you guys aren't even mad that you lost. Tom Landry would be rolling in their graves and stuff like that. Like stuff saying that we weren't upset enough. And my comment to that, it's week 9. There's still a lot of football left. We showed that we can play with these pussies. And what do they want us to do? Kick our TVs in or break walls? Like those guys look like the biggest pussies or bitches on the internet. The guys that freak out and burn their jerseys or punch walls or punch TVs. I thought we took it like gentlemen.
Well, we have a troll, Ikrin Flowers, who's been commenting on a lot of.
Is he a troll?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell if he was troll or really drunk.
I don't know.
But he came in and said death.
Yeah, but he's in. I was gonna say he's in here. I'm pretty sure he's like an Eagles fan.
I don't know what he is. Okay, what do we got on the docket?
You are nothing but garbage, yeah.
Is that to Ikarin?
Yeah.
Ikarin Flowers? Ikarin,
Sickerin, dog.
More like Dickerin.
On today's show, the Dallas Cowboys came close, but no. What? Hang on. Let me restart that.
Rewind.
Here we go.
There it is.
I bet you audio listeners loved that clearing of the throat, but here we go. On today's show, after dominating the Rams 2 weeks ago, the Dallas Cowboys lose a game by literal inches against the NFC Beast rivals, those shitty Philadelphia Eagles. It was a roller coaster of a game and had a frustrating finish. But somehow Cowboys Nation doesn't have such a bad taste in their mouth compared to the last 2 losses of this season. Then we're going to lick our wounds and move on to the Giants. Dallas Cowboys will host the New York Giants inside AT&T Stadium at 1:25 p.m. this Sunday. Our show kicks off 1 hour before, so make sure you come here and join us, BYOB. And with another loss in the books, have the Dallas Cowboys done enough to remain in the top 10 NFL power rankings? We're going to find out. We'll also make some bold and score predictions for our Week 10 matchup?
Week 10.
Week 10. Ugh, double-digit week.
I know.
Don't like that.
Do some bets with our Can Fan Bucks and talk some fantasy football, all this and more. Crack them if you got
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
And for anybody who's not a Cowboys fan out there, specifically Ikrin Flowers.
We got 2 words for you.
All right. Wow.
Who did the Suck It celebration? Or some I thought I saw in sports somewhere.
Oh yeah. I think it was basketball.
Basketball, okay.
Yeah.
They did the DX?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I
think-
appreciate that.
I think we got to bring that back. The crotch chop.
There was nothing better. The best memes I see on the internet, it's like me in grade 5 walking up to one of my best friends, and it's just
Yeah.
like DX, dude.
Yeah.
Suck
Yeah.
it. 'Cause that's what it was like.
That's all it was.
That's all it was. Just telling everyone to suck it when you were like 12.
And we forgot a very important thing to say. Welcome, chat. We got EJ Savage in the house. We got Bot G Eric. We got Bandwagon Baba. We got Forever DC. And
Regs,
of course,
the
the
Regs.
Regs. Yeah. So happy to have everybody here tonight. And
Don't forget about Dickerin.
Ikra, Dicker, and Doc. Anyways, yeah, there we go.
So let's get into this recap, this Eagles recap. What do you guys? What was the most pressing or biggest issue or non-issue for you guys?
For me, it was just I don't know if this could be corrected, and I saw some posts online that had some explanations for it. But we had two large plays. One that was a touchdown pass to Schoonmaker that was called back, and rightfully so. He was down before that ball crossed the line. And the second one was Dak gets this 2-point conversion, but he stepped out by just like a noticeable inch. Both those two, or one of those two plays counts, and we have a victory against the Eagles this week. So to me, those are two things that don't really have an obvious, like, oh, if he would have juked left instead of right, or oh, he picked the wrong gap to go through. It was literally just field awareness. With Schoonmaker, one of the things I saw was that he was tackled before he got the ball thrown to him, so that caused him. Doesn't matter. The game's over now, so that's the result. And with Dak, he was just streaming in, trying to avoid a tackle.
He should have stepped with his left foot. I'll have one thing to say in regards to what we could have done on that Schoonmaker touchdown. Ferguson and Schoonmaker were on the left side, and they were running a pick play, and Ferguson didn't run the pick play properly. He didn't run the pick play properly enough to give.
They got a bubble.
They got a bubble, and the guy just ran right in front of him instead of making it a kind of a pick. Because on the right side, Gallup and Brandon Cooks did it perfectly, and Brandon Cooks was
Fucking wide open.
fucking open. So it's shitty. We could have looked to the right, and this brings it up. Why are you looking to the left with your second round rookie tight end and your fourth round second year tight end instead of your 58 or whatever $1 million wide receiver and Michael Gallup and Brandon Cooks, who's been in the league for 9 years? That's my only kind of gripe. And again, you could go to almost any play of every game and have these situations, but there could have been better execution by Ferguson to have more separation for Schoonmaker.
Well, it was interesting because when you watch that play, you see Ferguson gets the break, and that defensive back, was it a defensive back or a linebacker? Yeah, the defensive back doesn't break right away. He actually kind of settles back, just a fucking hesitation. And I think that's what Dak saw, and he's like, I have him beat. But at the same time, Dak's throwing, and because Ferguson didn't even just get enough of an arm on him or his body in the way of that path, it wasn't enough, and the guy had great closing speed and caught up to Schoonmaker. So I don't necessarily blame Dak for seeing that and throwing it, but 100% on the other side of the field,
Guaranteed touchdown.
So
like wide open.
You know, he saw his first look. It was open for the window of him pulling the trigger. And one thing I have to admit that I've kind of been hard on, maybe not vocally here, but is Dak maybe for good reason, but it looks like he hesitates sometimes on passes. So I like that he saw the open man and chuck him football there, but yeah, I mean,
it's just weird that his first read's Schoonmaker.
I know. Is.
Instead of Cooks.
And on his right, his left side where he's kind of facing this way.
Yeah.
So I think there was something that he saw, and he's like,
pre-snap probably.
If this happens, I'm going to Scooney, and it happened.
Pre-snap, and then that made him kind of hyper-focus on that side.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, this is the formation. I'm probably going to have a better chance on this side. And then once the play happened, he saw it, and that could be.
That makes the most sense. But hey, I'm not going to sit here and try to get in the head of Dak Prescott. Okay, that's for God to do.
Well, I'd like you to get into his feet, if anything. And
just massive size 17.
Yeah, keep that right foot back about this much, because he could have made it. He could have dove a little bit sooner.
I get we go down the route of like, you're a professional football player, it's your job. I mean, the thing that I liked about this game is that they were making a lot of the right play, like the situational play calls, I guess you could say. That one where Dak's vision was there, it's like, yeah, maybe he saw something, who knows? But I like the way our offense was moving this game specifically. And there was a couple of narrow spots, and this is where we're talking about, it's a game of inches. You did a video about it. We've talked about it on the post game. Like, Terrence Steele was like the most frustrating thing. Forever DC's commenting he doesn't want to go off on Steele. Obviously,
yeah, but he played bad.
Yeah, and again, this is that it, to me is the most glaring thing that we have to figure that out, because when you have everybody clicking and you're allowing Dak to get sacked in those crucial moments, you know, that end of the game, that last set of drives are like we had the ability to win the game in the fourth and we didn't.
Yeah, multiple times. The Schoonmaker, the Dak out, and the 1st and 5 to 3rd and 26. But AJ and I were actually talking before we got on air, and something that kind of gets lost in the shuffle, the Eagles fumbled the ball 3 times.
Yeah.
We didn't recover a single one of them. AJ Brown and DeAndre Swift ran into each other on one of their last drives of the game and gift wrapped the Cowboys the ball on the 30 with a minute something left. So that you need to get at least one of those. You need to get a turnover. If you want to be a top defense in the NFL, when there's opportunities, you got to get that ball. And then another thing is, if we want to be a top-ranked defense, I don't care if you're playing against the first-place team or the last-place team, you can't give up 28 points. It's the first 1 to 20 a lot of the time in the NFL. If you keep them from scoring 20 points, you're more than likely going to win the game.
Yeah. The other thing that this game had us, that's, I mean, Boots in the chat right now, and I wanted to not go too much on chat yet, but this is just too insane for us to not talk about, but Ultra's in the comment section or in the chat section defending Dak. I have been a harsh critic of Dak, and for the past 3 weeks, he's been elite.
Yes.
And then Bocce goes, and then he goes, Cowboys dominated the Eagles. Cowboys will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. This is from Ultra.
Jesus. Is he on? What's he smoking?
Then he goes, don't write off Steele. Remember how people wrote off Steele in 2020? And then we have Bocce saying, ladies and gentlemen, Ultra is defending Dak. That's all the confirmation I need. We are winning the Super Bowl.
But it's almost like the reverse Ultra. It kind of makes me a bit nervous. No, but that is something that did get lost in this too. Dak has played very well in his last 3 games. Sure, they didn't win the game. They didn't get that game-winning touchdown, but he looked like a 40 million plus franchise top 10 quarterback against the Eagles. He really did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, with Ultra Cowboy and 2 potential world wars almost starting, this is definitely the end of the world coming.
Yeah. Okay. Is Clayton coming back?
Wow.
If Clayton shows up for a second time in a year, the world's done.
But kind of, I think the best summary of this game is the last drive of the Dallas Cowboys, where we went from being, on the 5-yard line, first down on the 5-yard line, finishing that series with the 27 seconds left in the game, finishing the series back on the 26-yard line, with Dak making, 23, almost touchdown pass, 23-yard pass, and you pointed out the play before delay a game pushed us back 5 yards. So that was a touchdown pass
on the prior play.
On the prior play.
Or down in distance.
Now, CD did fumble, but he was struggling to try to jump into the end zone.
And just lateral or do whatever the hell.
Do something. So, but like that is, like, how do you screw that up, you know?
Man, it's just mind-boggling.
After everything they went through, including Schoonmaker, including Dak step out, where they were scoring plays that were called back because of obvious, errors called on the field. Then you go ahead and you have multiple opportunities in the red zone and you fail. Yet you did it. You just got moved back 5 yards and then couldn't actually do it with that additional 5 yards. So
1st and 5, you should have 4 shots into the end zone.
What? That we say, please run Tony Pollard outside or do something. This is the time.
Just do it
4 times or 3 times up the fucking gut, and then see what you got.
The craziest part is on first and 5, and they ran a QB draw play. I remember just before it, I was like, just as a joke, don't run a draw play, because they did it in San Fran and we lost. So I just kind of said it as a joke. And then they ran a draw play and we got a penalty. And I was like, oh my God, that's the best thing that could have happened, was we got that penalty. But it ended up being the worst thing that could have happened. Getting that penalty, moving back the 5 yards, then getting sacked, then getting another delay of game. And it just it snowballed. And I rewatched the highlights, and it was fun to watch the highlights until that last segment of plays, because they had them. They had them in their sights, and the Cowboys beat themselves in that situation.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna pull up our a thing that we want to share with you guys here.
Like a love letter?
Welcome, player of the game.
Crack 'em if you got 'em. Crack 'em if you got 'em. So it's kind of hard usually on losses to pick a guy. I know we've had an issue like after the Arizona game. It was kind of tough. After the San Fran game, it was kind of tough. We're like, well,
in fairness, I don't know that anyone did stand out.
right. It was kind of like, well, I don't know. This feels. Let's just not even do it.
Yeah.
But there was a clear Crack 'em player of the game. Back-to-back weeks breaking his own career best. And without further ado, for me
And us.
and you
us.
guys, I'm
This is a
pretty sure
consensus.
I'm pretty sure every Cowboys fan, CeeDee Lamb, number 88, playing like an absolute dog, playing like an absolute 88, getting those 10-plus receptions the last 2 games or last 3 games. We just need to keep doing this. We need to keep feeding CD, and he was the best player on the field. Didn't find the end zone, but he set up a lot of scoring plays.
Yeah, and actually, just to add on to that, CeeDee Lamb is now moved into the top 5 of wide receiver yards, and he's played 1 less game than everyone else.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and if you break down his average yards per game and those top 5 players as well, CeeDee Lamb is it goes obviously Tyreek Hill, then AJ Brown, and then CeeDee Lamb cracking 100 average yards per game.
I think it was 102 yards a game.
102 yards per game. The other 2 guys are respectable.
Very close. They're very close. I think they're like 111 and 106 or something.
Right.
So he's in striking distance. He has another game like he did, or if he even has.
If he has a game like he did today, he would move into second spot.
Yeah, 100. If he has 110 yards, he's right up there. It's gonna push. It's gonna start pushing the needle.
Yep.
And I love it. I would. I'd like to see more touchdowns from CD, obviously, but.
We also should say that you have to give it to CD from the last 2 games, specifically the last game, just because of like the career yardage. But like Dak Prescott is a very close second to getting that Crack 'em player of the game, because the last 2 weeks he's had some very, very good stat lines, and he has been doing a solid job at continuing to move our ship forward.
You want that Crack 'em player of the game? Cut your toes off so you stay in bounds, or throw a touchdown at the end of the game.
And
You throw a touchdown at the end of the game, Dak, or you do that instead of getting stopped when he went to flip. You got to win it. I need if he wins that game for us there, throws a touchdown, he's the Crack 'em player of the game without a doubt.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
last 2, one other honorable mention, and then someone I want to put on our hot watch list.
Oh yeah, something we talked about earlier in the season. I think it was preseason. Stock up, stock down. Maybe we pick a player or 2. Not tonight, obviously. Just I'm doing a little behind baseball on air.
Hey,
Although it's spicy.
in spirit of playing along, first of all, honorable mention as well, along with Dak, definitely deserves it. 370 plus yards and 3 touchdowns.
He threw 370 yards.
374, I believe.
Holy,
29
wow.
for 44, 374.
Yeah, another
and 3
touchdown
tutties.
there.
No ints. Love it.
Another
Clean
touchdown
slate.
there. You got
Yes.
a Crack 'em player of the game.
That would have been it would have been a harder discussion, I tell you this much.
It would have been
'cause
like
if
this.
that touchdown went to CD,
Okay,
that's plus
Yes,
200.
Okay, if it goes, yeah, okay. You're right. You're right.
But okay, Jake Ferguson, 7 for 91 in the touchdown. He's really coming alive, filling that void from the original clone himself, who's banned us, and we ban you too. Please have us back. And then honorable mention, stepping up. Don't know if he's really worthy of this, but I just want to bring up Jalen Tolbert, 3 for 49 and a tutty.
You know what the main thing about Tolbert right now? Him and Gallup are very close to the same amount of snaps.
Well,
So you're seeing them kind of go like this. You're seeing Tolbert down here.
yes.
And you're seeing them. Where are they going to meet? Where are they going to meet? Where are they going to touch tips?
I think we're close to touching. We're almost docked.
They're close. They're close to docking. But then what is it when he gets past him? Was that like through? He's going through it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
since we're
Touching
talking
bellies.
since we're talking about the wide touching bellies, since we're talking about the wide receivers, let's talk about the Bryan pickup. Chat's wanting to know what our thoughts are on the Martavius Bryant pickup.
Good call out.
Is it a concern?
I just think it's whatever right now to me.
I like Martavius Bryant when he was on the Steelers. I thought that he might have success. He never really came to fruition. He just became kind of an average dude. The one benefit that he has is he's 6'4".
He's a big body.
210 coming in, but he has not played NFL football since 2018.
It's a long time.
It's a little shocking.
And he's
but
in his 30s.
I don't understand the move for a wide receiver, to be quite honest. But
Red
obviously,
zone is what everyone keeps to be saying. I think about with him specifically, like they're worried about their red zone production.
well, if that is the case, and they wanted to do that move, why wouldn't they have done a 6th or 7th pick for a fucking NFL player who's playing now with the same stats?
Or why not just throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb in the red zone?
Hey,
we could try that too.
Bingo!
CeeDee Lamb's a very damn good contested ball guy, and
Yeah.
why not try that?
Boner alert.
I think it's just a try it out.
Hey.
Maybe it works out. There's no negative to doing it, is what I'll say. There's only up to it.
Yep.
It's either he's going to pan out and get playing time. If he gets on the field over any of the other top 4, if he gets on the field, I guess he's kind of a different type receiver than Kevontae Turpin, obviously. But if he's on the field at all, even this season, which I don't think he's going to be, then the gamble paid off. But at least you're not risking a lot to try this.
At worst, you have a guy who comes in who's played in the NFL and can do some things in practice.
Yep. And at best, you get a guy that possibly helps us in the red zone. It's just all the odds are against him, and I hope I hope he pans out to everything they want him to.
Exactly. He makes one big touchdown or one big first down. Fucking buy me a jersey.
Oh yeah, if he scores it, I'll say this: if Bryant scores a touchdown, he's exceeded all expectations.
Yes.
Ultra saying, but CD is not 6'4". I don't think Brian's 6'2", or is he 6'4"?
I think he's taller.
Yeah.
I think he's taller. I know CD's not 6'4", but do you need to be 6'4"? Des Bryant wasn't 6'4", and he was one of the best contested wide receivers out there. Granted, Des was a lot bigger than CD, but we haven't even given CD the opportunities to win these jump balls or anything. So it's not a bad idea. Fuck it. Bring him in. See what he can do.
Yeah. 6'4", 210, 193.
Wow, okay.
Nice.
Tall glass of water, tall drink of water. What's it saying?
Yeah, but they probably they add on a couple inches on these things anyways, right? So just like wrestling.
He's actually 5'6".
Okay.
Boner.
Yeah, well, look, hey, good recap. We don't have time to dwell on the Eagles in the past. We learned a lot about ourselves in this room as well as the Dallas Cowboys.
We kumbaya it after the game.
Anything you want to touch on in chat before we head over to the power rankings?
We got Eastside Herald in here, who obviously won the lottery with CJ Stroud as their QB. So
he's a Texans fan?
Oh yeah.
Shitty.
Yeah.
Although they did. The Stroud looks legit.
Yeah, man. He is coming around.
He looks legit.
And then we got a bunch of other haters coming in here.
Good. We love the haters. Bring them on. What I will say, Eagles, we got you guys in a couple weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. Their schedule looks a lot harder than ours. They're playing against the Chiefs. They're playing against
49ers.
The Niners. They're playing against the Bills. They're playing against the Seahawks. We're playing against, and I don't want to take any game lightly, but we're playing the Giants, Panthers, Commanders, Seahawks. There's a very, very likely possibility that even if the Eagles lose one of those games and we can stay afloat and win out all of ours, we're playing for first place the next time we play on Sunday Night Football at AT&T Stadium. So have your first fucking game. We talked in August or July or whatever fucking month it was when the schedule was released. The second game was the bigger game. And it's lining up to be the bigger game. It's lining up to possibly be the game for the division. So have your first one, but we coming, son. We coming.
Yeah, I said it. Write it down, take a picture, send it to him.
Write it down, take a picture. No, yeah.
No.
And I will just say this, totally off what you said there, totally off, not on this.
Just say it, how about?
AJ's fucking mustache looks great.
I said that to him. We walked in at the same time.
Like I'm looking over here and I want to comment on it every single time, and it's like
I saw it on the walk-in. I liked it, but was it as good as this?
I'm
crack him if you got him.
I'm just glad that I at least am not follically challenged on my upper lip as I am on my
balls.
No, if I grow,
I can't grow hair on my balls.
It's smooth as a baby's bottom. I know if I try to grow a beard, it comes in. It doesn't grow here, and it doesn't grow here.
You're a stash man.
I'm a stash man.
You're a stash man.
I'm a stash man.
But it looks good with you and your mullet. Before we go into this, the power rankings. Diguieto in the chat says, would it be a good idea to play Trey Lance? Best time right now because against Giants, no question mark.
Fuck no.
I want you to take that question, go sit back down on your desk and think of another one. okay? Because we are not going to accept that here. No, just kidding.
The crazy thing,
I would say this, it's a reasonable question.
Your ass better call somebody.
But it has no legs without a reason.
I love on ads long sound bites. He just stares at us. Crack him if you like he's just staring at us. But the thing is, even if we blow out the Giants or we get out to a big lead and we're bringing in the backup, it's going to be Cooper Rush that they're bringing in.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Trey Lance. So unfortunately, no, you're not going to see Trey Lance play. And I don't think it's the time. You got to keep Dak rolling.
Yeah,
you got to keep Dak rolling, man. He's on fire right now. I don't care who we're playing. I want to see Dak put up 4 touchdowns against the Giants. I want to see him put up 5 touchdowns against the Panthers. I want to see him throw 10 touchdowns when we're in person at AT&T Stadium.
Yes, hell yeah!
You do not take Dak Prescott off the field until a team is absolutely smashed, because you can't give up momentum. And he has his last 3 games. Dak is playing very good football, and you got to keep him playing good football.
This might be the most momentum we've seen and the best that he's played in a 3-game series.
Playing unreal.
Over the last 2 years.
He's playing unreal. Him and CD are clicking. Him and Ferguson he's starting to finally trust Ferguson. You don't want to take that away. Sure, and we don't even want to be talking about playing our 3rd string. Remember, I bet $500 on the Cowboys to beat the Arizona Cardinals by 14. I bet against the spread. And they lost. So I just want this team, this Dak Prescott-led team, to go against these Giants and stomp them out. Like, let's kill them. Let's beat them really bad. Let's go in acting like we're playing against the Eagles.
Disarmed, ready to throw about 2,000 yards next fall.
I just want to say, Diaguito, I apologize. The question provoked good responses. That's an A+ question.
It was an A+ question. It got me fired up. I'm sweating.
Really fire up.
I'm sweating.
And he's saying with Dak, it'll be 100-0. 100-0. And I hope it's going to be.
It's me too.
We got our boy Rolando Rodriguez, R2, saying, Cowboys Can Fan, what's up from South Texas? Didn't know you guys are live streaming. Emoji, cheers, crack 'em if you got 'em. Go Cowboys emoji. Rolando, a.k.a. R2, you know we live stream every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, main event.
Every
6 p.m. Pacific.
7 Central.
No.
5 Central.
Nope. Other way.
8 Central.
Boosh.
9 o'clock Eastern.
EST.
Boosh.
Is that the same with daylight savings? I'm a bit of a...
It is. So the only reason we keep daylight savings is because of our South counterparts. That's the only reason Canada hasn't went away from it.
And I think Ruben Cano is now bringing up something that none of us really brought up, and we don't need to talk about it right now, but we could talk about it maybe going for the Giants.
Hell yeah.
Trying to,
Dick pics?
Besides the dick pics, we need to our run game is very, very challenging.
29th in the league, man.
Like, not great, and that is something that we need to absolutely
29th in the league, man. Fuck. That's awful.
There's just, it's fair. This is a chat break, so we can have a little combo here. What I think about the run game is, if it's not obviously every team needs a competent run game. I've seen us move the ball when we needed to on the ground. So is it just that we want Dallas to call more running plays? I would just argue, I don't want to mess with anything that's working. And if Dak is saying, I'm feeling like slinging it,
Hisab's ready to do 2,000 yards.
Disarmed, ready to throw about 2,000 yards next fall.
I know that we are used to TP having those big moments, but I even though that he's kind of underwhelming, I wouldn't argue that I would need a good argument that our run game is having a negative effect.
It hasn't had a negative effect at all through what we've watched the last 3 games. Do we maybe have to give Dowdle a few more snaps?
Yes.
It's something
to maybe tenderize the defense a little bit?
100%.
Yes, it is something that we need to figure out, because we're going to run into an issue when we can't move the ball through the air. And then that needs to be, we need to understand, okay, when that happens, how do we implement a solid running game to help move the ball, open up those passing lanes? Dowdle would be nice.
Dowdle would be great.
He runs hard, man.
Yeah, Dowdle would be nice. I was definitely not. I didn't think Dowdle was much to look at when we were talking about him at the start. I'll be the first to admit I was wrong.
None of us did. We were all Malik Davis guys.
Yeah.
Ultra Cowboys saying Mike McCarthy will figure it out. The Cowboys' run defense right now is number 3.
Ultra's got to be sniffing something because he's on Mike McCarthy. I like it. I like this positive Ultra. I do.
I like it. I'm scared of it, but I'm
nervous.
I'm gonna
a little bit.
I'm gonna accept it. Must be that Thanksgiving, sweet Thanksgiving smell in the air.
The smell of turkey
coming up.
Yeah, Ultra.
I want the truth.
What you smoking, brother?
We will be actually speaking of Thanksgiving. We will be in Dallas.
That's right.
We will be tailgating, and anyone out there that's going to be at that game, if you see us, don't talk to us because we don't want. No, just kidding. If you see us, you got to come up, do a crack 'em with us. It'll be a good time.
We got a lot of stuff planned. We're down there with the UK Cowboys crew. A lot of other people are going to be meeting us down there. We got some pretty sweet giveaways that we're going to be doing that we'll touch on closer to the event. But yeah, we're going to turn up for that Thanksgiving trip like it's our third annual trip.
We're going to be like a fried turkey. NFL Power Rankings, guys. Week 10, Bengals back in top 10 for the first time since week 1. Pat's lowest AFC team.
Okay, hey.
They didn't give it away at all.
Eric, now...
He's tuning into the cast.
Eric, at home, I know you've been listening. We appreciate this every week, and we've been following you now for 3 years, okay? And we're going to continue to do it even when you give it away with the title. But this title is intriguing.
It is.
And let's see if my scroll works. It always fucks up on this page.
What were we last week? 6, weren't we? Boots got it or Ad, you got it?
Sorry, I was in chat. I had no idea what you're talking about right now.
No. We moved up. We moved up from 8. It was 6.
Well,
you
know what? Let me just.
I don't think any of us got it. I said it was. I went 5, but I'm pretty sure it was 6.
Yes,
and it was
Dallas
6.
Cowboys 6.
Cowboys was 6. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go to week 10 now.
Oh, that's fancy. You can just jump back. Who wants to lead out and why? What's the reasoning? Okay. What's the reasoning?
So Cowboys lose, but it's not a loss. They played really well, and there's no way that they can push them out of top 10, I don't think, with how they played. Now, we know that Cowboys don't get favored, and we know who does get favored. So I'm kind of leaning on dropping 1 to 7.
Lucky 7.
And the reason is I can't remember who the other top 10 teams. I just bet you one of those teams behind the Cowboys won, and so they'll boost them up.
Had a better showing.
But this was, in argument's sake, you couldn't really say that there was a big negative aside they didn't win the game. It was against, like I've been saying, the best team in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles. So
if you say that, you have to follow it up with worse fan base. Though.
And worse fan base. Absolutely. Yeah. Totally. 2 separate entities. Okay?
Yeah, Ad, who do you...
So you went to 7? I'm going to say that I think we're going to stay at 6.
Fuck you, dickhead.
Is that what you're going to say?
Stay 6. I think stay 6 is a very safe bet because, like Alex said, they lost, but they did it in good fashion, and they did it against a team that's been at the top of the charts for the whole year.
I'll take number 8 then.
You're going to take 8 and you're going to give me 6?
I'll give you 6.
No, I don't want your handouts. I want 8.
Too bad. I'm taking 8.
Take 8, 7, 6. Okay,
let's juice it up. So Eagles are going to be 1.
Sorry.
Without a doubt. So we're looking through the power rankings, and at 1 on the list, this is NFL.com, Philadelphia Eagles. They're 8-1. They're the top of the score sheet, essentially. So they stay up top.
Top of your garbage pile, Philadelphia Eagles.
So number 2, Baltimore Ravens. So this is an interesting one because the Ravens have now beat up on 2 teams that have played very well. They beat up on the Lions a couple weeks ago, and then they absolutely effed the Seahawks last week. So the Ravens are showing that they can put up points and really play some defense. They got a great defense, man. Speaking of which, I got Roquan Smith in fantasy. Do either of you guys want him? Trying to dish him.
I'm good. Look, you're right. And it's interesting. The Baltimore Ravens just kind of their defense just has, I always remember the Ravens defense being an elite defense from when I started watching football. This was back in the Ray Lewis days. And so to see them still producing top tier number 1, number 2, number 3 defenses, it's just, that's their fucking MO.
It drives me nuts that the Chicago Bears were trading Roquan Smith, and the Cowboys could have traded for him, and they could have had Micah Parsons and Roquan Smith on the same defense.
And now
I just
Bell?
don't. Oh, I don't even know. I don't even want to know what would happen with those two dudes.
Oh shit!
We saw it.
I didn't see the number.
I saw the number.
Okay.
I
see, this is why I hate this stupid website.
What if you use your arrow?
Okay, that's better. Anyway, Kansas City Chiefs at 3,
I don't know if I actually saw it.
The
think
only
I
thing
did.
I saw,
We weren't
I
six.
saw them, but
I saw
we weren't
49ers at 7.
We weren't 6. Oh,
so guess who?
I think we're 8.
Oh my God,
Okay.
you little bastard.
Hang on,
number
hang
four.
Jacksonville moves up 1-4. Then
After a 1-2 start, man, they're 6 and or what are they?
6 and
6 and 2. That's impressive.
you don't sleep on them.
They had a bye week. They had a bye week last week. See what they can do this week. The Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions, not Trevor Lawrence. Up 2 and 6 and 2 Detroit Lions. Hey,
Weird. Guys, the Detroit Lions and the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the top 5 for the power rankings.
I know.
Unreal.
This
Crazy.
is why it's the end of the world.
It is. And if the Texans are in the top 10, I don't even know what I'll say.
Okay, Dolphins down 3.
Which
Big fall.
I think it's going to continue to go down because they're now like their first set of games where they had some pretty easy fucking teams.
Look at this. They've lost to the Bills, Eagles, and Chiefs, and those are teams that if you're not going to beat them. I mean, I guess Cowboys are kind of in that same boat. We
Right
lost
now
to
we
the
are.
49ers and the Eagles, but
Right now, we're a little bit like that.
yeah. So not looking good. But look, 6 and 3. You
Not
have
terrible.
You got and they is King coming back?
He's on IR still.
He's on IR, but
And are we gonna be 9? I think we're 9. I don't think we're 8.
The San Francisco 49ers went up 1 spot somehow
On a bye.
week. They went up. See, I don't like that. I don't like that they went up 1 spot on a bye week after they've dropped 3 consecutive.
Well, this
Super strange.
So this is because they beat the Cowboys. They're gonna get, and they're the same record as the Cowboys. They're gonna get placed in front. So I bet you we are.
The
what
week
if you play
9
that NFL math?
Read the first sentence.
The week
I know.
9 bye provided a soft landing after a three-game losing streak.
That should be the start
So
of
why-
that should be the start of the sentence. 3-game losing streak. They
And
should have
also-
stayed at 8.
Oh, well, hey, and it also gave me some perspective on this team. The sky isn't falling, I suspect. Even taking into account all the issues that cropped up over the past month, there's still a path for the 49ers to get to the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy was playing at an MVP level before his 3-game struggles, and with the eventual returns of Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams. So, again, here's the other fucking thing I hate when they always go about, when you start to talk about, like, great teams, and then it's like, well, they're not great because they are missing 2 key players.
Yeah, I
it's
hate
like,
that.
what? Wait a second, because when it's the Cowboys talking about missing a player in a certain position, it's like, oh, all the great teams find a way to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like that because it's like, yeah, well, if the New York Giants had an elite quarterback and
Yeah, you can't play that one.
It's like, yeah, well, if they did, then yes, they
They'd
would
be
be
better.
a different team.
And if the and I hate to be this guy, but I'm going to be this guy. If the Cowboys had lost 3 straight, we would be ranked
We would be
25th.
32.
Oh, they couldn't get us. They couldn't get us down to the Texans fast enough.
So it's a 3-game losing streak in a bye week, and you went up 1. Don't like it. Fuck San Fran. 8. Adam, B-W-B. I guess you get to read it.
I'm clairvoyant. Okay, so a few inches here, a foot out of bounds there. A fumble taking an unlucky bounce. The Cowboys cruelly lost a game they absolutely could the Cowboys cruelly lost a game they absolutely could have and probably should have won in Philadelphia. And I just couldn't kill them for that. But should I? Question mark. The question is whether you think coming up just short on some of these critical plays is a chronic issue or not. The week 3 loss to Arizona screams yes with all the red zone failures. Sunday qualifies as further evidence there's a problem. Yet the boys have shown the ability to bludgeon so-so teams and outplayed the Chargers in crunch time. It's unclear. I'm not bailing on Dallas now. Fuck you. Now, after defense clamped down late and Dak Prescott made some big plays, but I am worried in the long run.
Fuck this guy.
Fuck this.
First of all,
Stupid.
Hit him, AJ. Hit him.
Get him, AJ. Dunk on him.
Get him.
Dunk
Get
on him.
him.
I'll even alley-oop ya. Whoop.
You can't handle the truth.
what I don't understand about this whole breakdown. I mean, look, we already proved that the man is insane with his with his San Fran take.
Yeah.
But here it's like you lost the game because of some cruel bad bounces and some bad luck. Still, though, should I get off the boat? It's like. Okay, so you have the number
contradicts
1
himself,
ranked
kind of.
Eagles team that the Cowboys lost by 5 points to, and a couple times easily could have had a touchdown to put them ahead. I'm not going to say
Like
that's
he
how-
says.
like he says. Then he goes back to that Arizona 3 loss. Okay, week 3 loss. Okay, but NFL,
which everybody likes to go back
everyone
to.
likes
Those fucking. You guys
and you know
lost
what?
Arizona.
Week 4, 5, and potentially week 6 was when you talk about it. Now moving in. Just played week 9, going
Double
to week 10.
digits, baby.
It's the NFL is a what have you done for me lately league. I'm not going to look back to the first game of the season or the first couple weeks of the season and then translate that to where we are today.
But we lost to the Cards, dude.
I know. And
We lost to the Cardinals.
had we continued to trend downward from that game, yes, that would have been the catalyst that kicked it all off. But there's no. You look at the last 3 games, the trajectory is really good in terms of the production that we're looking for and what we were lacking when we played Arizona. So
It's science.
we're gonna keep coming back, but I'm angry about this.
Crack him if you got him.
if you got him.
Yeah,
Chill yourself down
fuck
there,
you,
AJ.
Fuck you
Sorry.
at home or whatever your name is. K9, who do we got?
Oh yeah, let's round out this 10.
I think it was Bengals.
Bengals.
Yeah, which is deserved. They're starting to play good
They're
football.
starting to come back, and they would be a scary team when they're clicking. And then
the
Cleveland.
So you have the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Detroit Lions, and the Cleveland Browns all in the top 10 power rankings. That is crazy. It would be crazy in most years if one of those teams was in the top 10.
I know.
And you got all 3. It's kind of cool. The NFL is
Cycling.
it's a league of parity. Is that the word? Where it's always moving about. Now that Tom Brady's gone and the Patriots suck, there's a little bit of room for other teams in other divisions and in the NFL to kind of make their moves.
And Jacksonville makes sense because they went out there and got themselves a stud quarterback, and that allows you to not only attract more people who want to come play for Jacksonville, number one, but also it gives you like, okay, we can check this most important piece off of our fucking needs and start looking elsewhere. Otherwise, you see these teams going through like a new quarterback every 2 or 3 years, right? Because they're just trying to find that guy. So that's a big thing that changed for Jacksonville. What was it in What has it been in Cleveland?
Their defense.
Yeah.
It's their defense. They have a deadly defense. They got a couple dogs, man. Their D-line is absolute beast. They got stars on every level of their defense, and their offense can run the ball. So they're just playing old school football.
And they're the same record as us.
Yeah, 5-3.
So
Also,
we don't know a lot of these schedules and what the schedules have to come up. So like I said, we're in week 10. A lot of these things will still possibly be, they will be shaking up as we continue
Movers
to go.
and shakers.
But it is nice to see different teams breaching that top 10. I think it adds that different type of excitement to the season. And you do want to have some of these teams that have historically been very shitty see their time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those fans just fucking.
My favorite is people. Yep.
Are we winning?
Yeah, no, people talking about, wow, Detroit and Cleveland are traveling. Everyone's like, well, yeah, they've had 20 years to save money to be able to go to away games when their team's good. Can we just look at the 32 ranked team, 32nd ranked team? My guess it's the Panthers. Oh my God. The team we lost to.
So we got the Giants, the Panthers, and the Cards.
Okay, those are the bottom 3.
Mind you, didn't we play the Cards with Dobbs?
That we did, yep.
So who
We
just
did.
went out and had a pretty damn good game with Minnesota.
Looked very good with Minnesota. That was actually a great play by Minnesota trading for Dobbs.
Yeah.
Because Kirk Cousins probably played his, and this we're getting a little off here, but Kirk Cousins probably played his last down as a Minnesota Viking.
Yep.
Unfortunate that it was with a torn Achilles, but they went out and traded a guy who can play football. We've seen him. Dobbs has played against us twice. Once with, I believe he was with the Colts last year. And then this year with the Cardinals, and did absolutely amazing against us. He played very well, and he showed that he could be in a very, at least I'd say a top 15 ranked starter in the NFL.
Yeah, well, I would hate to be a Cardinals fan or a Panthers fan.
How happy you guys were not spending money to go to that Panthers game?
Very, very happy.
Pretty happy. I'm glad we made a good decision going to that Rams game, I think.
I mean, the Rams game showed us that I feel like we have to hit a SoFi game every year because the amount of like Cowboy fans that are there just makes the most sense. But it was a solid game.
Yeah. I prefer hitting a West Coast game up because then we have a chance to go to other stadiums. But yeah, the SoFi was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Game preview, gents?
Boop, boop, boop. We need a soundbite for this. Boop, 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 boop. I think I just did Mario. I think that was a Mario beat.
I'm also trying to make it easy for us by breaking them off in chunks. So like having that that sound would allow me to do it.
Chunk it up.
Chunk it up, baby. Chunk it up.
I bet you say that to all the boys.
And
Does that work?
Chunk it up. That's what I did at the border. I chunked it up at the border.
Yeah.
He did chuck it up at the border.
And it was only chunky because it was a freshly eaten burrito.
Oh my goodness, the worst kind. I will say this though, it wasn't the other day we said I had Barry Grant Jr. muted. It wasn't my fault. It was his headset.
I just needed to get that in.
I did. I had to out of nowhere. Just
AJ.
like, hey, by the way, it wasn't my fault.
Allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
Okay, Cowboys game preview. Cowboys game
preview.
Giants.
Cowboys, Giants, NFC Beasts.
Yeah, well, one is. And this is, again, guys, what am I seeing about our records here? What am I seeing about our record?
Oh, I mean, we're back to our.
It's a pattern. It's a pattern. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So now we're expected to win and then lose to the Panthers, according to our pattern of wins and losses.
Well, it is a.
First off, it was Alex's pattern that he came up with, so don't adopt it in that.
No,
but this loss proves that the pattern is alive.
My pattern was to mirror it. So I don't know which way we're going because technically it could still mirror our pattern with this loss or it could continue. That's the thing is we don't know. We don't know if it's going to go win, loss or if we're going to if we've mirrored it here and we're going into loss, win, loss mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway. It could, if it mirrors, or if it's just continuing. Either way, we got a victory.
Coming up.
That's what our
We're going to get into the betting, but this is one of the biggest spreads I've ever seen. Minus 16.5.
Which also makes you just kind of...
Makes you nervous.
Well, we don't need to linger on scoring leaders because the only one that's still... Oddly enough, like Waller, how many games has he been out? He's the receiving leader still.
That's wild.
And then D. Jones obviously tore his ACL.
Hate to see it.
But look, by the season that he was having, I mean, it might be a good thing for him to just take a little break there. But it's just Barkley. That's all we really have to worry about.
Very similar numbers to TP20. Barkley and TP20 are looking very similar with their stats. 126 carries,
Absolutely.
500 yards, 1 touchdown for Barkley, and 120 carries, 474 yards, 2 tugs for Pollard. Very, very, very similar.
When you talk about like how crazy are the things when you look at like the fantasy, so not fantasy football scores, but if you look at like the top 10 scores, how crazy is that to see Saquon Barkley with only 1 touchdown and 400 yards at week 10?
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Like that's absolutely insane.
And it goes to the point of running backs maybe aren't as valued as they are, or maybe their value is going the right way that it's supposed to, right?
Hey, I think, I don't know that a running back's going to carry a team anymore like we saw AP and Tomlinson do in most recent years. There are still going to be great elite running backs, but we've seen it all too often. You can get by with guys who come in, play hard, know the scheme, and just fit the scheme correctly, right? Cowboys have been bouncing around, but we are now in first place in special teams.
Deserved. Aubrey broke the record for best. What did he start off a career? 19 completed field goals in a row, which is an NFL record for a kicker to start his career. Which congrats for a guy that just started kicking in football 3 years ago.
Laces out.
It's pretty dang good, and I like to have him on the team. And then you got Turpin, who's been coming alive and having some big returns every game. So our special teams looks legit.
But even with these comparisons, I mean, it's just, we don't even really need to go deep in it. The New York Giants are pretty much 32nd ranked in 3 of the 5 or the 6 things that we have here, and they are definitely bottom of the barrel in all of them. So unfortunate.
Get the screech bottle out.
It's probably going to happen a couple times. The only thing... the big takeaway that I have from here
we don't work the next day, so that's my big
call. Good
that's
call.
my
Good
big
call.
takeaway.
Yeah, good call.
Is the second biggest takeaway then is our EPA, which is earned points average per pass, is 0.16. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you look over at the New York Giants at minus 0.22, I mean, and then you look at the Cowboys' earned points per average per run, which is minus 0.13, which, you know, I don't think anyone's surprised about. It's nice to see the passing game is the one that's leading in terms of producing points for the offense.
What's SOS played?
Strength of schedule.
Strength of schedule, right.
So technically, the Giants have played a stronger strength of schedule,
And it looks like it.
but you know, I don't think that matters.
They just don't have a good team. It's crazy to think that last year Dabble was the NFL Coach of the Year. They were a postseason team. They looked pretty damn good. They looked like they were on the rise, and they've just completely crumbled. And by week 10, like their season's done. Their season's done. Their quarterbacks are out. I follow a couple pages on Instagram on Giants fans, and it's just pretty grim. And I do feel bad for fans in that kind of aspect of it, because you're so excited for the season, and then you get here and it's just like, well, this is it was kind of like the Cowboys in 2020 with the Dak injury. It's just gone, and it's just like, fuck me, get me through. Yeah. And then the next thing you're waiting for is the draft.
Yeah, just think about it. If it wasn't a divisional rivalry team, I'd have a little bit more compassion.
Oh, put them in the ground this weekend. Put them fucking down. Like let's be that bullet that puts them out.
We do not want to falter.
No, smash them
and then
have
it on our
40-0 in the first.
Yes.
Sorry, I was getting so excited I kept cutting you off.
That's okay. Cut me off.
Yeah, no. The injuries here, I don't think that there is any surprises with the Giants. We already know that half their team is out, and then the other guys are they're dehydrated in terms of colors on our PFF colors. And if you're listening to this, you're like, what the hell are these guys talking about? You gotta come watch the show every Wednesday and every Dallas Cowboys live stream right here on YouTube.
Right here on the YouTube.
But what we're talking about is the PFF has a color grade. And it goes from like dark blue all the way down to
go see your doctor.
Go see your doctor. Red. And we talk about it on a piss scale as you start to get into the.
Although if you're pissing blue, you should probably see your doctor.
But the piss scale starts happening around the 60s and 50s, where we start to. Otherwise, it's like, oh, you're sky blue, you're sky.
Yeah, exactly. I
feel
vape
like
10. I feel like blue is equivalent to just clear.
Clear, okay.
And then green is like you had maybe a St. Patty's Day beer and you're feeling great.
Is 100 that crack me? I gotta get on that. Crack
me if you.
So is 100 rating purple? You think it gets so blue that it turns purple?
It would have to be.
Well, is there any player who is rated 100 on PFF?
No.
Has there ever been a player rated 100?
Low 90s is.
I'm sure
kind of like your best.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there might have been some game. You know that we were talking about it earlier, but that LaDainian Tomlinson season.
Probably.
We should go back and
97.
We should go back and look at that. And
I don't think PFF was around then, but maybe they went back and did it. Like PFF's probably been around for the last 10 years ish, is my guess.
But for the Cowboys here, we got Double O with a leg injury, and he's been playing lights fucking out. Then we got T. Smith with he's questionable.
So there was some news on Smith. They were saying they're going to let him. They're not going to practice him during the week,
well,
and
because,
then play him on the weekend.
He didn't practice last week, and he had a solid game.
So that's just a little tidbit with him. You won't see him practice this week, but he's more than likely going to play on Sunday.
The only concern there is like, okay, the big man's breaking down now.
So he's broken. He's one snap away, and you just gotta be like, just make it a little bit longer.
You do, and then the Cowboys are really set on Tyler Smith playing guard, and I think we're pretty happy about that too.
Played unreal.
So
that jersey right there.
Yeah, that's the only thing that comes up with this is like, okay. I don't want to look forward. We're talking about week 10, but we might have to find a replacement.
Yeah.
Hey, quarterbacks, Tommy DeVito. Now
this guy worked. This guy was on the Jersey Shore,
and I
thought he worked at Subway before this.
I know how we analyze things, and I have all these great numbers here that we can look at. I didn't come up with them; PFF did. I copy and pasted them. But what really matters to us is the face of the man who we're going to be playing, and so I had to go.
That you got the teeth out.
Get a screenshot. Bring in Tommy DeVito's.
Hey,
face.
I'm Tommy DeVito.
Hey, I'm Tommy DeVito.
You know what? I don't mind his look. He does not look like a football player to me.
He looks like he played Josh Allen in a Christmas movie.
He looks like a dude who
Hallmark movie.
Hallmark. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I couldn't think of the word.
Not even like a repeat.
I
He's
was
like
thinking Hallmark. That's what I wanted. I just couldn't think of the word.
Yeah. Or he's on that fucking like river show, Riverside or whatever the fuck it's called on
Archie?
Netflix.
Archie,
Yeah, the Archie. Yeah, whatever it is.
To me, he looks like a friend of a friend who I get introduced to at a party, and then he starts talking about crypto to me.
He looks like a guy that I wouldn't have my drink opened around.
No.
Oh, okay. Now, question. Because Forever DC in the chat saying he looks like Danny. Is he Danny DeVito's kid? Like, is that?
Do you imagine?
I don't know. Like, we got a
Danny DeVito and his wife are a combined 6 feet tall. I don't think they having a 6'2" son.
Yeah, one's 3'2" and the other's 210.
Chat, let us know if that's actually true. I don't think it is.
Who said it? Who said
The penguin.
I'm not even going to.
The penguin himself.
From he would be more our age. He wouldn't be 25 if he was Danny DeVito's
Yeah,
kid.
well, unless the penguin's spreading that.
I mean,
penguin
actually,
seed.
Danny DeVito, maybe he's spreading that strong seed, as they say.
Not the worst looking guy I've ever seen though. This Tommy DeVito.
Did he play last game with them, or is this his first
He
game?
played. I don't know. I don't know if he played
last game. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Okay, so he did have a couple snaps last game. He ended up with a tutty at like 100 and 20 or 50 yards, a touchdown and 2 ints.
Yeah.
So not looking good. And I do wish the best for you, Tommy DeVito. But
He's
you're
about to be in the lion's den.
You're gonna feel what it's like to be. You're gonna be like the stupid little kid who falls off the zoo bars into the lion's den and wakes up like, hello.
Why is Micah Parsons here? I'll say this. I want the Cowboys players, the defense, to be like, this is where we make our money. Let's get our I want them to think this is a stat game. I want them to go out there and want to pad their stats. If you go in there thinking that you're just going to smash this team and you lose, you got to go in there wanting to beat them so bad. To like Micah Parsons, I want him to go in there and get 6 sacks.
Make up for the other games.
Pad the stats.
Parsons, realistically, 3 sacks is what I'm expecting.
Yeah. 3 stats. We want 3 stats
I want
out of
3
him.
stats. Go.
TFL.
Sacks. Interception.
Force fumble.
Good.
Good.
Nailed it. Next question.
Here's the other one that I think is really has a probability, even with the sky high yards that would be needed to do it. Could CD have his 3rd career game in a row?
He just needs 200 yards. Man. He just needs 200 yards.
With the way that Dak and him have been connecting and Dak's trust, Dak is throwing more like, hey, CD, I see you covered. I'm fucking throwing you the ball. I trust you're going to throw. We see it. I think that was in your breakdown, actually. Couldn't remember. I was fucking vape right up. But you did an awesome breakdown on our channel here of Dak's career-setting game.
CD's.
Sorry. CD's career-setting. Was that this week or last week?
This week.
Yesterday.
Okay.
Sunday.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Sunday's game.
Sunday's game. You put the video out, so it's new. Go check it out because it's a great watch. But I think like he is deciding to say, hey, if you're open, I'm fucking throwing you the ball.
If he has one guy on him, you throw the ball at CeeDee Lamb. He needs to get 10. He needs to at least get 10 targets every single game. And I'd even say closer to 15 targets because with 15, he's for sure getting 10 receptions. The craziest thing about CeeDee Lamb is a lot of his catches are they're like 15 yards. Like they're just moving the chains. It's like he's a possession receiver, but he's not really. It's just crazy. He's not Tyreek killing his way to these yards. He's just consistent and getting catches and moving the chains, and it's fucking awesome to watch.
How many targets?
15. 10. Sorry, 10.
Yeah, that's what he needs 10 catches.
10 catches.
10 catches
So 15
a game
targets.
is
So how many catches?
10. 10. 10. A 10.
A fucking 10?
10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Gentlemen,
Hey, you gotta let that run out next time, son.
I sometimes like to just dibble,
Dabble.
if I'm Tommy DeVito, who Adam just confirmed is not Danny DeVito's son, but they kind of could potentially look like each other. Tommy DeVito could play Danny DeVito's son in a movie because he's much more handsome.
Danny DeVito's son, Jake DeVito, looks like a weathered version of Tommy.
That's right. Future version.
Yeah.
He looks like who did the new Batmans?
Oh,
Like Like not the new Batmans, but the
You're talking about with
the dark Batman movies.
with Robert Pattinson, or are you talking about Christopher Nolan's Batman?
Christopher Nolan, he looks like he could play Danny DeVito's son in the Christopher. he looks like he could play Tommy DeVito in Christopher Nolan's Batman. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, because he's a little weathered.
But whoever said he looks like actual Danny DeVito, they're not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got up? What's our next thing? Matchup
Of the week. Now I don't know.
Tyler Smith looks like he's about to take your lunch bunny.
He's gonna take your lunch
Or
money.
a fucking shit.
Dexter Lawrence looks like he's hustling to take a shit. This is a what? You don't think that's Dexter Lawrence?
No, I think Dexter Lawrence got traded.
Oh, no fucking way. No, he didn't. No, he did not.
I'm pretty sure Dexter Lawrence got traded to, I want to say I don't know.
No, he's a New York Giants.
Is he?
Yeah.
So who
Scared
did
the
they
shit out of
trade?
me.
Hey,
You scared the shit.
let's do this.
I was gonna say,
I need to see who they
what's
traded them.
PFF doing? Oh, okay. Well, hit up chat while Ant double checks.
Well, Ant confirms.
who this is, and then we can move on to this matchup of the week.
Sorry.
Maybe.
One of
Maybe
the
not.
matchups of the week.
You're right.
Maybe fuck yourself.
Who was it that you're thinking of?
Whoever the Giants, whatever tackle the Giants traded. They traded a tackle. Doesn't matter. Nose tackle.
You ever do that to AJ again?
I'm rattled.
He is so.
Leonard Williams. They traded Leonard Williams. Sorry.
Fuck Leonard Williams. Fuck.
Leonard, first name Lawrence, last name Tomato. Anyways. I'm sorry for
Yeah,
derailing
he
everything.
derailed it, and it's just a fucking. It's a soundbite mishmash now.
No, I knew that we just had to let Ant find that before.
Well, because I needed to know.
You need
I
to
needed-
know,
I
and
needed to know.
I actually wanted to know.
Leonard Williams, they traded.
Okay, now here is a.
We need the Wayne's World.
Yeah, to bring it back.
Yeah. Okay. That got it out. See that? Sometimes a good idea comes out of situational stuff like this.
We're positive dudes. We are not positive for STDs, but we're positive
Prove it.
for life.
I want to see you bring results on Sunday.
Mine. I piss fire.
I lost it.
Okay, Tyler Smith versus Dexter Lawrence, and I, assuming from what I see on PFF's lineup, that Dexter Lawrence is going to be coming at Tyler Smith and Tyler Biadasz. Two of our T's.
T squared.
But I think that this matchup is something that I'm gonna be watching. Number one, because Dexter Lawrence is pretty much the only highly graded defensive player, so you know he's going to be coming and he's going to give problems. And Tyler Smith has been playing so good at guard that this is like a really good matchup. I know Smith is in his second year. He's matured really well. Obviously has taken to that guard position. So this is it'll be interesting to see how he does against one of the more elite players in the NFL at the position.
Yeah, 92.3.
Yeah.
The run block grade and the run defense grade are very close for both of them. So that's like
That's right. Yeah.
on the run game.
Yeah, you might not see Dexter. You might not see Dexter Lawrence as much. Well, even pass rush. Like, man, this guy's a beast.
Yeah.
He looks like me in my Oompa Loompa outfit, all nipples.
And I mean, and that's where they'll probably that's where you're probably going to see Dexter Lawrence come at Tyler Smith is the pass block.
Me and Dexter Lawrence have the exact same body.
Oh, here, let me get a close up there for you.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Except he's probably 6'3", 6'4", and
So are you looking for that, or did I miss the mark with
no,
this
that's
one?
great. That's great. Again, it's going to be hard to watch any specific matchup because I'm expecting us to hammer down on these.
The unfortunate thing for Giants fans and for us in this game and for this podcast section right now, the show section, I should say, is anyone who we would compare to are on IR.
Yeah.
Waller, he's out. That would have been a great comparison with Marquise Bell. See how those guys line up.
Yep.
And then the other one, of course, would have just been Dak and
Daniel
Dak and
Jones.
Danny.
Yeah. Danny Dimes, and now he's Danny Achilles. But yeah, there's not very many matchups, but this is a good one. Tyler Smith versus Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence has been pretty much that gold-covered shit for the Giants.
Yep. And the next one here is just Saquon Barkley versus our defense. And I took this moment, if I could, let's just look at Saquon Barkley's stats here for a second. Very pedestrian, very middle of the road, not scared about what he's going to do on the ground. He's not really being the Saquon Barkley of old. Okay, he's still got the name. So, I still got the respect, and I pay hefty for a shoe of his.
Yep.
But, I don't find him to be super threatening.
You can't. He's a running back's not going to win you a game by himself.
No,
It's
especially
Not in today's NFL.
It's impossible.
And especially when the other options are gone, and you're like, your only X factor, if we're talking Madden, okay, your only X factor player is your running back. So it's like, okay,
Cowboys are loading the box. Barkley.
Load the box and let this rookie throw to.
You're going to see a lot of blitzing
practice.
You're going to see a lot of blitzing in this game. You're going to see anytime they expect the Giants to run, they're going to bring 5. They're going to go a lot of man-on-man coverage. They're going to let Stephon Gilmore and Deron Bland and even Jordan Lewis man up against guys and say, okay, if you want to beat us, show us that you can throw in the NFL. That's what they're going to do to this guy. They're going to blitz him, and they're going to make him try to beat. They're going to try to make Danny DeVito's kid beat us, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, do you think this is where Deron Bland's going to get that fucking?
It could be.
We're drinking to DB fucking getting that fourth.
Not so Bland breaking the record for a fourth pick 6.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely doable in this game.
That's a screech.
That's a screech. That's a double screech.
That's a double screech.
It's a record breaker.
And just the fact that Forever DC's saying in the chat, our D knows Barkley and our run D is getting better. Well, our run D is number 3 right now. And
run D looked good.
And we haven't had any issues in past really against Barkley. Like last year, we didn't have any issues against Barkley. This year, obviously, we didn't have any.
You trying to say we've been his dad?
We've been his dad.
Cowboys have been Barkley's dad?
Well, one person has been.
Or uncles?
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. Lieutenant Dan!
That's Lieutenant Dan.
It's Dan! Dan, my man!
I'm in on it too now.
So now we have 5 Lieutenant Dan sound bites. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, and
no, I'm not. This is obviously it's a matchup you got to watch because Barkley's, like AJ said, their only X factor player on their team right now on the offensive side of the ball, and we're gonna play to smother him.
But just looking here quickly on the PFF piss chart from week 1 to 9 and the totals at the bottom there.
A lot of dehydration here.
You look at our games, the 2 shit games are, of course, the losses.
Yeah, the 5th, the 3rd.
But we did lose week 9 here, and it still is continuing that positive trend, at least for the most case, where we are playing still a good game in terms of all of the metrics that they put, all of the fucking math that they put into this.
Yep.
But ultimately, we have a really solid defense. Our rush defense actually is quite the lowest of our metrics.
Interesting to see that week 8 was a low game. I felt like their rush defense looked good against the Rams, but again, they put a bunch of metrics into it. I just used the eye test. The only game I thought we were really bad with rushing, or the 2 games were, and to be honest, against the Niners, I didn't feel like our rush defense was that bad. Cardinals, it was awful, but we can get back on track here. This is a good get on track game.
It is, and that's the end of the matchups here. Other things that we wanted to bring up.
I don't know.
It's a tough one. This is a tough one for matchups. Coaching, I guess. Again, I said Dabble, whatever you want to call him. He was the coach of the year last year. So he's not a bad coach. So, and they are divisional rivals, so they know each other better than anyone. Can he will his team to a game? Could this be a game?
Here's the kind of whole summary of everything we've just talked about is it's a trap game alert. Okay, this is the recipe where we're coming into ultimately what feels like playing a for sure win.
You already beat them 40-0 once.
Already beat them 41-0 once. Got that sweet taste in your mouth, no morning breath, and it's a extremely highly favored 9 out of 10. Cowboys will win this game prediction. That's from ESPN, so don't get mad at me.
To me, it's a 10 out of 10. So.
But Anth, you made a good point in our chat here. You said we can't treat this like a winnable game.
You got to fuck them up.
We got to go out there and play them like they're undefeated. And
You have to.
Yeah.
You have
That's
to.
what we're talking about not sitting Dak, about running the score up, about just I like that about football teams. If you're in the NFL, like maybe when you're playing college, or maybe when you're playing a level lower than that.
Maybe when you're down in Pop Warner.
Yeah, then you start, once you're up and you have a game essentially won, now you'll start bringing on guys who don't play so much to give them some playing time, just so they get out there. And also so that you can see what they have to do when they get out there, right? This is the NFL. I don't fucking like that. The only time I like it is when you're up by so much, and then in the fourth quarter, you can start to say, okay, is it worth having our guys out here? But from the first quarter to the end of the third quarter, it's NFL football. You put up as many points as you can on them, and if they keep allowing you to score, then okay,
You score.
so be it. We're trying to put on a show here for our fans. We get billions of dollars paid into us from these TV networks. They want to see high scores. Let's give it to them.
Yep.
X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
That would have been a great soundbite if we had Des Bryant still. Like if we had done the cast in the Des Bryant days, the X going to give it to you every time he scored. Oh,
Hey, well,
forget about it.
Cowboys just signed Martavius Bryant. I mean, maybe Dak's on the fucking it's next.
Dez comes back.
Or Des,
Oh
sorry.
my God. I'm game. I'm game.
Well, we got time for a chat break if necessary. Otherwise, we're moving into our prediction.
Gus is saying Sam Williams needs to eat.
I would like to see more playtime from Sam Williams. Every time he's on the field, he makes plays.
Well, remember he had that huge forced fumble, popped the ball fucking sky high.
Just missed the recovery.
Just missed the recovery, yeah.
Yeah, he beat out Lane Johnson, one of the best tackles in the. Or no, I don't think it was Lane Johnson that he beat, but he beat a very good tackle and forced the fumble. Man, if we could have got one of those fumbles. Anyways.
Score and bold predictions, AJ. What do we have?
I got a new
here?
background too, by the way.
I feel like this is about to get crazy. Crazier than it usually is.
You think so?
Boots ain't here, but hey, Boots, if you are in the chat,
We'll throw it down.
we'll fucking
was.
put you up. I'm not sure if you
I'm going to lead out.
made it all the way through.
I don't think we're shutting them out again. Something's going to happen. They're going to score. They're going to get one touchdown, but I'm going to go a little bit crazier. The Giants are going to get one touchdown, but they're going to miss their point after. So the Giants are 6 points.
Okay.
Giants are going to have 6 points. Cowboys are going to have 30. Is 39 a weird? I think 39 is a weird score. I'm going to go Cowboys 37, Giants 7. Boosh, baby.
Okay.
Which would cover the point spread. Ooh. And why do I think that? We're a much better team right now. The Giants.
plums?
I feel it in my plums. The Giants have a lot of injuries. They're starting a guy that looks like Danny DeVito. 37-7 Cowboys.
Now suck my cock.
Okay, so Gus in the chat, GR7 just gave a Philly still sucks with a $4.99 super chat.
Gus knows what's up.
Philly
Gus
still
knows what's up.
sucks.
Gus knows what's up.
That's
Appreciate it, Gus.
Maybe a new shirt, Philly still sucks.
That is funny. That is funny. Philly still sucks.
And then, Philly still sucks. Love it. Okay, my score prediction, AJ.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with...
Tell me, Daddy.
Tell me why.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
35-13 Cowboys.
13.
Okay.
I think we're
You
going
think our defense sucks, eh?
No, I think we're going to get I think they're going to get a touchdown and 2 fieldies.
And you know what?
So you think they're going to get one touchdown, but they're going to miss their point after?
No, they get their point after. So that puts them to 10 and then they get a field goal.
yeah.
So 13.
Tested you. You passed.
35-13?
Two
Field goals.
2 field goals and a touchdown.
And 35-13.
35-13.
Because my prediction is very similar. It's 1 point less. It's 34-13.
Wow.
Which I mean, I feel like maybe
Give us
yours
some
is more-
backstory why, guys.
Okay.
I don't know why 35 for me. I just felt like that number was calling to me.
35 is 5 touchdowns with all the point afters.
Okay, there we go. That's some fucking quick math. Hey, you're mathing.
Oh, what? Do you work on a construction site and you have to do quick
I
math?
have to do math.
all
You gotta
day?
fucking do quick math.
It's quick
all day,
math,
you
but it's
fuck.
like easy math like this.
Hey, check your fucking privilege, you mathaholic.
60% of the time, it works
every time.
That's math right there.
I'll tell you why I say 34-13 is I think we're gonna get at least 4 touchdowns, and then we're also gonna get a couple field goals there from Aubrey.
Okay.
Aubie's gonna is he gonna miss any? Is that a bold prediction? No. We can't put that out. We can't put that out.
I wasn't
we
thinking
can't.
that.
AJ!
I just think
Clayton came inside him.
Clayton just came inside.
Wait a second, what?
he came inside me, and he came inside me. I think on the Cowboys side, I think they'll get a touchdown, and then they'll get a 30-yard field goal. The Giants will get a touchdown, then they'll get a 30-yard field goal where they'll press in, and then the Cowboys defense will bend and not break, and they'll have to kick it, and then they'll kick like a long 40 or 45-yarder that fucking was just
just get points on the board.
Throw spaghetti at a wall and it stuck. So that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, before we go to the bold predictions, I'll hit you up with some chats score predictions. Forever DC says Dez wanted the Cowboys to sign Bryant. So Martavius Bryant was Dez Bryant, Martavius Bryant.
How do you know?
That's
are you in his DMs? And if you are,
in his DMs.
fucking screenshot me, bro.
James Knight says 35.
Name drop me.
Name drop me.
Name drop me. James Knight says 35-6 Cowboys, I'm assuming.
And that could be either 2 field goals or a touchdown and a missed field goal. Yeah.
Which would I have
you
said?
say 6?
Sorry? Yeah, I said 6. I did. I said they were They were going to score a touchdown, but they were going to miss
it.
The good thing about this, even with that prediction, they could only have 2 field goals, and the score still works.
I know.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm mind freaking.
That's not your bold.
I'm mind freaking you.
That's not your bold. That's just your.
I'm mind freaking you.
Yeah.
So James Knight has a very similar score, 35-6. Forever DC says 45-9.
I like that.
DC for L chasing 6 says 63-3.
Wow.
It could happen. We see the 70 burger.
Yep.
Which is rare. Anything in the 60s up is fucking wild.
Llama says 34-9 Cowboys.
Okay, the average seems to be in the 30s.
Yeah.
EJ Savage of Boys in the Zone says 33-9 Cowboys.
Fair enough. Sup, EJ.
So we're keeping, a lot of people are thinking we're keeping these Giants to field goals, which I don't disagree with.
Gus says 31-6. They'll get a special teams TD, and Trey Lance will be in the game by the end of the third quarter.
I don't know if Trey Lance is going to get playing time because I think it's going to be Cooper Rush.
That's what Forever DC says. Lance won't play. They'll put Coop in.
Give us one more, and then we'll do our bold.
Llama Gamer says, "Ayo, Clayton came inside him. Ha ha ha." And then Ayo tweeted,
"So hot."
I don't know what Kilo's is.
So hot.
Kilo didn't give his score prediction. I think Kilo waits till the
Okay, so boldies.
game up. So
Fuck you, dickhead.
Whoops.
Wait.
Is there? I never heard that before. Fuck you, dickhead. All right.
No, I hit.
Oh, you
All right.
You know, sometimes that's the best thing about.
Fat fingered it.
Yeah, you fat fingered it.
Bold.
Who's leading out?
I'll lead out with a bold.
Bold prediction.
My bold is going to be.
That's not that bold.
Idiot.
And I don't even have it on deck, so I'm going to have to. I'm going to say.
He's making this up.
Do you guys ever think about this before the show?
Never.
Me either.
This
I don't
is
think about it till I'm still not thinking about it. I'm like, what's he doing?
I'm not thinking about it until I'm clicking through stuff.
That's you have to clairvoyant it at the moment.
I'm bringing on the my football watching family ancestors and they're arguing. No, they're arguing.
Yes, your football ancestors would absolutely be arguing. They'd be arguing with each other.
And they're on the same, and they all are. My dad was a Steelers fan, but which I still love the Steelers, just for that reason. But I'm a fucking Cowboys through and through, and this is
that's right, baby.
This is what I'm hearing from the ancestors. I'm hearing Tony Pollard's going for 100+ yards.
That you can just end it at that. That's as bold as it's gonna get.
But I also think that he's gonna get a touchdown on one of those touches too.
Okay.
I know
How pathetic is 100 yards and a touchdown's bold for our running back?
It is though, isn't it?
I mean, maybe not against the Giants.
It's like on my beach.
Well, what's Chad say about that?
Because if we're up in the game, we're gonna rely on the run.
Yeah, but I am also weighing this against the history of us.
Okay, if you get your bold, I'm forcing you to do a screenshot
I fucking volunteer.
Hey,
I volunteered last week for
Yeah,
one.
you did.
And I backed you. I had your back on that
Oh,
one.
yeah, you did.
Kilo C says my Bulls
hanging.
TP20 gets 100 plus yards. So you and TP20 are both boosting that.
It
that
is.
bold.
I will argue that it. Okay, let me just go 120.
Juice it up a bit.
I'm gonna go
120.
120.
Okay, I'll take that.
Juice it, baby. Now
One
there's-
twenty.
20. Still forcing you to shoot a
No,
screenshot.
that's
every
fine.
time.
I said there was a screenshot in there. It's like, okay, 120.
Hey.
120, gotta do 120, bro.
But just to put a stamp on it is, I do think he's going to get to the century mark, and it'll be a nice game for TP20.
I hope so.
So, who's next?
I'll jump out there. I'm going to jump out there.
Yeah.
I got to stick with my guy, Micah Parsons. I think he explodes this game. He's going to have 2 interceptions. Boosh it. Boosh it in. Micah
2 interceptions?
Yeah, Micah Parsons,
Whoa.
the linebacker, 2 interceptions. Pencil it in.
That's bold because although, yeah.
I mean, he's defensive end, basically.
defensive end.
That'd be now that I put it. I kind of want to change it, but I'm sticking with it because that's what came into my brain.
You want to parlay 1 interception with some sacks?
Nope, because now if he gets 2, I'll feel stupid.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna go with. I was gonna say defense, and I was gonna go. Deron Bland's gonna tie the record for pick sixes in this game,
There it is.
and because I like to add on top.
Yep.
He's gonna get an interception. So 2 interceptions. One of them will be a pick six
To break the record.
to break the record.
2 wins.
Yeah, but he's gonna get 2 in, so one will be to the house to break the record.
Okay.
A couple other boldies that we got in here. Big old boldies.
Bold me up,
Llama
son.
Gamer says, I'll give a crazy bold. Mozzie Smith gets a tackle.
Oh, shut up!
Yeah, that's not happening. That's just we said bold, not crazy.
Usually we like bold predictions, but that one just pisses me off.
They have to be realistic.
Yeah, be realistic.
DC Pharrell chasing 6 says Cooks gets 130 and 2 TDs. 2
Could see it.
tuds.
Could see it.
James Knight says
The 2 touchdowns I do see as possible. The
Not the
130, it's just
It's hard.
not with CD fucking eating up 50% of the yards.
that's why it's a bold.
I know, and I love it. I love it.
Boldy.
James Knight comes in with a nice juice that boosh.
Juice that boosh.
Juice that. You got to.
Forever
That's the
DC.
only way. That's the only way you can do it. You can only juice that boosh.
If you're not juicing your boosh, get the fuck out of
What are you even doing with life?
Forever DC says this will be practice for TP 130 yards, 3 TDs. Whew, that's a big one.
That is.
Llama Gamer
Okay, hey, just come in and fucking one-up me then, okay? Like, geez, bro.
Tony Pollard, 121 yards, 1
Hey,
touchdown.
140 and 4 touchdowns. It's like we're having an auction.
It's kind of our bold predictions are kind of like Price is Right.
Yeah.
Gus says Schoonmaker gets 1 inch closer to this time and finally gets a TD.
That's
Well,
funny.
he was sitting at 1 reception, 1 yard, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, one reception, 1 yard, 1 touchdown, and there was 4. What were the 4 ones?
Oh.
Reception, touchdown, yard.
Target?
No, there was one more, but I can't think of what it was.
And then we have
Average.
Average, yeah.
and then although this is sacrilegious for me to say, but Eagle 101 says Dak throws for 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 1 lost fumble.
That's the Eagles in here with the bold prediction.
Eagles went on. Hey, first of all, that's allowed.
Yeah, hey, we'll take
we
it.
allow it. We don't see it often, but we allow that as a bold prediction.
Yep.
But also, I'm gonna fucking eat your eggs, boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat your eggs.
I'm gonna crack them over a skillet.
Yeah,
I'm
well-
gonna scramble them, and I'm gonna add hot sauce.
The Eagle fan.
I'm adding
That's
salt. Out of respect for Jerry Jones, I'm adding salt.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Bucket of
salting-
salt.
out to Jerry Jones, yeah, cause he be the owner.
You know Jerry Jones is salting those Eagle balls.
Balls or eggs?
Eggs and balls.
And balls.
Eagle balls.
I wonder what eagle balls look like, to be honest.
The other I felt like I had to say it because the Eagle 101 came in with a bunch of emojis that I'm not gonna replay, but it is what you need. It is what it is.
Okay, well, give us this last one.
That Fergie Goes Ballistic says Kilo C.
And, like, shoot someone?
Yeah.
Oh, no! Fergie's gone ballistic. Well, at least Kilo got his bold prediction.
Fergie's gonna go.
Nuts.
Yeah. Crack 'em if you got 'em,
when you got
AJ.
'em. Can fan bucks out in bets, and we had a
Damn. Can you say it
Getting
one
the
more
app
time?
open. I'm getting the app open.
Get the app open.
Give me it one more time. Give me the title so I can give a nice clean intro there for it.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Can fan box all. Hang on, let me do that again.
Fucking. You're gurgling some eagle balls.
No, it's not the eagle balls, I swear.
How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow?
Yeah, you love
The Human Torch flew into the ceiling.
You're gurgling on some eagle balls. That's what's happened there.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Can fan box odds and bets.
There it is. There it is.
This is our last week. And you know what?
Ooh, Adam had a tough one.
And in hindsight, let me just fucking zoom in for this. In hindsight, I should have gone white outline, but I'll fix that next time. But we all lost. Me, Boots, and Adam all picked different combinations. Me and Adam both went money line. I went under as well, and then Boots went the spread. We all lost.
Did you didn't change your guys' cash though?
Oh, this is just showing the results.
Oh, from last week. Okay.
So we all lost now. Here's our cash.
Ooh,
Adam's getting low in that kitty.
Shit, them boys are not
Adam's
having it.
getting low. These, I hope, let us know if these ants, when you look, if these are the same.
Man.
What do you...
Minus...
When we
or plus,
call them out.
Yeah, okay, you guys, let's start. Just keep talking.
So
For some reason, I thought I won my last game.
You went money line.
I know. And
They lost.
In my mind, I thought I took the over the last game, so I wasn't even worried about this until I just saw this right now that I lost.
No, I convinced you to do money line. You were going to do spread in fairness for the same amount, so you would have still lost the same amount.
I know. And in my mind, I thought I did over.
Well,
You
now
didn't.
it doesn't matter. We're on to those stinky New York Giants, and what we vote on here is the spread, the money line, or the over/under. Right now, the spread is New York Giants plus 16.5. That actually might be worth taking, but I don't know what the fucking odds would be for that. We can find that
Good.
out.
They always stay the same.
Money
Money
line?
lines, you almost, whatever you bet, you double almost. It's a little less than doubling. Same with over/under. It's just a little bit under. Bet.
Sorry,
See how you got minus 110 at the spread and minus 110 for over/under?
Yeah.
You're almost gonna. It's almost doubling your money.
Okay.
Give me $200 on whatever you just said there.
I didn't say nothing.
He said a bunch.
I was telling you the odds.
Yeah, $200.
On what though?
The money line.
No, that's the worst one you could do.
I thought that's what you said.
No, spread and over/under are the same odds. Money line right now with minus
We went
1,500. If you bet $200 and you win, you'd probably win $3. I'll tell you right now. You want to know how much you'd win if you bet 200 on the Cowboys to win this game?
On the money line?
You'd win $16.
Do it. I'm just joking. No, I'm joking.
You would win $16.
I can't do that for
No,
you.
don't do
okay?
it.
No, we're not. That's a bitch move.
Don't say that.
I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking.
You could parlay it with something.
I'm thinking
Oh, we haven't even gotten to any part.
I'm thinking Cowboys are going to beat the spread, and I think the Cowboys are also going to. I think the over/under is going to be over that. So
yeah, let me know what you want.
I'm going to do. I'm going to do 100 on the over, and I'm going to do 179 on the spread.
Why don't you just parlay it? It makes it easier.
Can you explain?
And
can you explain to
you bet
everybody
$170 on both those.
$179.
$179. You pick the over, and you pick what was the other one? The spread.
Yeah.
Okay. It amplifies you. Instead of doing separate bets, you'll make more money doing it.
Oh, so you're parlaying?
You're parlaying.
Explain to everybody what a parlay is, though.
A parlay is you bet $100. You only bet $100. That's it, AJ. So remove one of his $100. Ad's gonna bet $100 on the spread, and then over or under ad.
Over.
Okay, so he's betting the over, and then he's betting on the Cowboys winning by minus 16.5. $100.
So the over and the spread. So
this way,
take your mind.
But 179.
Oh, 179. So the reason you do this is you're only betting $179. It pays out $493.
Jeez, I might do that fucking in IRL, baby.
That's what it is.
How much?
$496.
That's plus.
Yeah, that's plus.
Okay.
And that's why parlaying is good, because you only are risking $179, but you also have 2 outcomes that need to hit. Instead of betting 100, if you would have bet 179 on each of them, you only would have won $300.
Okay, how about this? Do I want to bet the parlay though? Because here's what I think.
You could just not bet and still be ahead of me this week.
Yeah, that's not fun.
I know. But you don't want to do the same as me, do you?
I am going to bet. No. I'm not going to parlay him though, Ant.
Okay.
But I am going to do the same bet. I'm going to do spread and over under. No parlay.
So you're saying the over and the spread.
Yeah.
You got to put what spread though?
I know. What do you mean? Like,
well, the Cowboys.
You're doing the same as
it's always
me?
Cowboys.
Oh, you're just copying my thing.
But you could also bet on the Giants spread and the Cowboys still win. They just don't win by 17 points.
I think the Cowboys will win by 17.
Okay, so you're doing 179 for each bet?
No, I'm going to do 200 for each bet.
Okay.
I know we're putting more. I'm putting more work to you, but
Just do it.
No, it's just the dumb way of doing it.
I know it's dumb, but it's.
So you
but I
could
don't
win-
want to. If one loses, I still can win money. So.
Well, you're hedging your bet to if one loses, you only lose $29. So each one pays out 181.
Good.
Do you want to know if you
No, don't tell him.
I'm telling them.
Yeah, tell me.
If you would have parlayed it, it would have paid out 555 opposed to 320.
I'm fine with that.
EJ Savage says he'd parlay a Cowboys win with a CeeDee Lamb over 100 plus receiving and Dak 2+ TDs.
I'm scared of the spread, to be honest. This a plus 16. I've never seen it, but the Giants suck and we beat them 40-0 last time. So yeah,
I don't have options.
Giant. No, you. I mean, I think that's a good play for you because that'll get you right back up to near 1,000. Giants don't have
a real man would have went. A real man would.
We've got a rookie quarterback undrafted coming in to play the game.
Yeah, this is your chance to win your money back.
Should I go more than?
You only went 179. I would have done 379.
What would 279 get me?
379.
279.
379. I'll check.
Do 379.
I'll let you know 379. I don't think ads won a single bet when listening to me. No. 379 pays out. Oh, I got to do some math here real quick.
I thought, where's all this quick math? You fuck.
This is calculator math.
Well, that didn't quite work.
No,
that didn't quite work.
Yep,
that didn't quite work.
$1,058.
Oh, your baby needs it. That's what I get?
Yeah, that's what you get.
On top of my...
Yeah, you'd be up. If you win that, you'd be back up to $1,500.
Okay, I need it.
1,051?
Yeah, we're doing it this week.
Sorry, 1,058. If he bets 379.
Because then I'm doing $10 bets after that. Okay. Look, if I'm down to $100 after this, I'm doing...
Bets locked in?
I need to work for a gambling site. Add that, I just convinced you to bet almost all your CanFan bucks.
I know.
Hey, but I honestly, I think in terms of getting back into the game,
you have to get risky.
Yeah, you got to get risky. And
if you want to win,
I like the vote. I like the bet. I think I'm betting the same thing. So
it's a good bet.
Yeah. The parlay
you're betting the same thing. You're still going to be ahead of me. That's why you like it.
Not
but
if
you're
you
back
win.
But you're back in.
I know.
Even if he wins, you win. So you'll still be ahead of him.
True. Okay.
He's going to be ahead of me no matter what.
Yep. No matter what.
I need some fucking.
But if you don't win, if Ad doesn't win his bet, he's on. He's on gin buying duty.
Yeah, hey, you can dance for me. I'll give you $100.
But then it's like Hail Mary stuff that I'm going to be doing. I have $100. I'll be like the week.
You'd have to do a $10 bet on you'd have to parlay 9 things and hope
you could maybe borrow from Nate. You can't borrow from Boots because he put 500 and lost it all.
Yeah, Boots is out. Boots is going to be dancing with you.
EJ will have to.
Right.
Actually, EJ, if he's in chat, let's get him on next Wednesday.
Wednesday, and also on maybe with a pregame if he's around. EJ, we need you on next Wednesday.
Okay, what's up next?
Finishing it off here with the Can Fantasy Football breakdown.
I you know what? Keep going. Sorry.
Are you okay?
No.
Yeah, are you all right?
I just saw
Adam got
all of my
emotional.
Can Fan bucks go away.
Not if they win 40-0 like they did last time. You're right back in the battle.
A couple weeks ago, you were up, I was down. I mean,
I'm tempted to make that bet in real life, to be honest.
I'm actually tempted to make that bet.
If I make that bet in real life, Thanksgiving's going to be like this.
Maybe should we
all throw $100 in of real
100
money
Let's do it.
and throw that in.
Should we just do 100?
Or-
And then put that towards the tickets.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's it. Let's do
Done
it.
deal.
Okay.
Done and dusted.
Okay, we'll do that on Sunday. We'll do it in the pregame. We'll do the bet.
Oh, sorry. On the betting side, Gus says, "Have you guys looked at betting first half?" ? I worry we'll put our score second string team at the end, and Giants get garbage time TDs.
I still think our second team's better than their first team.
That's a fair.
Our second team defense
analysis.
is still very good.
It is, and that's a fair analysis.
It is, but the Giants still suck.
The Giants still suck.
I also thought we were going to beat the Cardinals by 2 scores, and that didn't happen.
So for our Can Fantasy Football recap here, last week we had the Dak haters, a.k.a. Barry Grant Jr. himself versus Saquon D's Nuts, our very own UKST, who took it to him, and it looks like Dak haters decided, you know what, I'm going to fucking...
Holy shit. I'm just going to call it in.
I'm going to call it in, and he didn't start 2 wide receivers or a running back. Or a kicker.
We even had him on the show.
I know, but you know what I think he did? I think he said, like, I'm just going to take the bye, because otherwise he has to drop some people.
Oh, he was in that situation?
Yeah,
sometimes you have to take the loss.
Sometimes you're just like, you know what? Fuck it.
I've been in those situations twice.
Sometimes you have to. You're almost better. I know you try to look at situations in fantasy football, and you're like, oh my God, I got 9 guys or 4 guys on bye week. 9. Sometimes you're better off that way.
Well, sometimes you just have to weigh, okay, if I drop this player, am I going to regret it next week when I need to play that? And if the answer is yes, then
take the loss.
You take the loss, or you try to you throw in a fucking streamer if you have any available spots and try to make
Like
something.
Mr. Beast?
Yeah, just something, man.
Oh, crack me if you got him.
Crack them if you got them.
Crack if you got him. I'll get on that.
If you got them. But
Crack on these nuts.
Let me just read the breakdown real quick. And for anyone listening or watching right now, this is our second year of the Can Fantasy. I can't even say it.
Can Fantasy Football League.
The CFFL, if you will. And last year there was a very discrepancy loss that the Bandwagon Boys technically did have to Can Fan, and I hate to say it, but if I'm a guy of we play it as it lie, and we played it as a lie, and we ended up losing. That I'm just referring to the game where the Bengals versus
Damar Hamlin.
Yes, and luckily he came back. You know, in the time, I was pissed off at Hamlin for ending the game, but now that we're in our season 2, I'm past it. Okay,
I'm still thankful for him.
We got some new players, and but these two folk have been in this league since the conception of it. So Saquon D's nuts.
Got him!
Smokes the Dak haters, take top spot after leveling the Dak haters. 108 to 49. Saquon D's Nuts assumes the top spot in the league. So they took over.
Guys, and that's with Saquon D's Nuts having 3 guys that combined for 9.9 points. Or am I looking at the wrong team?
No, you
Sorry,
are.
that's Dak haters.
Dak haters, sorry, are on the right. I fucked this up. It's switched around. My bad.
Gotcha. I mean, I could have looked. You look at the top 3 versus the other top 3. I should have known.
Yeah. But
I'm a guy who does his job. You must be the other guy.
that's basically the summary of it. Saquon D's Nuts now moves into the top spot, and we can go over here and look at our Week 9 results. Bandwagon Boys took a beating.
An L.
We took an L.
Can Fan Anth got smoked.
Can Fan Anth got smoked. I mean,
the Dak hater should have been playing it. That would have been
the sad thing is I started everybody. I had everybody playing, and I put up 57 points.
What happened?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Not much.
Fair assessment. Looking at our current standings here, we got Saquon D's Nuts, as we just talked about. Then we got Can Fan Anth in number 2. Dak Haters in number 3. Daddy Dak, who is a new arrival to the league, and I believe the only female in the league right now. Look, I don't want to assume your gender, okay? So I'm just but I'm just going off of the evidence I have in front of me.
Look at these three names.
Why didn't you tell me?
Dak Hater, Daddy Dak, and Dak to the Future all one by
Well,
one.
I'm just confused. You say she's the only female in the chat, but when you went through me, why didn't you say the only goat in the fucking league?
Oh, shut up! Oh, get out of here!
Boosh.
Then
you got booshed on.
You can't even talk about it. Lucky person, yeah, out there somewhere is gonna win a silver cloud. What a lucky person.
Sorry.
We're back.
Dak to the Future in 5th. Playmakers, 88.
Reggie Noble
in 6th. Levi, who just spanked us in 7th, moving up 4 spots. He had the biggest move of this week. And
the bandwagon boys just hanging on to a playoff
Still
spot.
in a playoff spot. And then we can round it out with Deuce Super User, which is our homeboy Kilo. Let me see them TDs, which is our homeboy who is
EJ?
that? EJ, yes, sorry. EJ, I was thinking TGR, but I knew TGR was Dallas Cowboys.
Everyone's still in contention here.
Oh, I don't think anyone's actually out of playoffs at this
Everyone
point.
could make a run.
Everyone could make a run.
EJ and Boots are on it against each other this weekend. They were talking about it in the chat already.
Oh, that would.
And Kilo C says that Monday game took him out.
Took him out.
Yep.
What's our matchup of the week here?
So, matchup of the week, we have to go to Saquon D's Nuts, Cowboys Can Fan, and I know that we keep hitting on your boy, Cowboys Can Fan.
It's hard not to.
Hey,
last year's
like
winner.
The Dallas Cowboys, right? You're always talking about
last year's
Cowboys
champion.
Can Fan.
Last year's champion. This year's second place. I'm muted.
Oh, you got me.
He's got me. He's got
I was
me
looking
muted.
around like, what the hell? But the only reason, because I actually did want to hit on
Yeah, but no one cares about what you were talking about. It's first, second.
I did want to hit. Sorry, I did want to hit on
Saquon D's Nuts versus Can Fan Ant. That's 1 versus 2.
I did want to hit on Dak to the Future. Let me see the TDs. However, this is a battle between 1 and 2.
6 and 3 versus 6 and 3.
So we got some projected point values here. Can Fan Ant projected to 105 and some change. Saquon D's Nuts 95 and some change. And you know you
gave him that many.
Well, you can't really take those those point projections, because it always seems like you go over. Both teams go over anyways.
Yep.
Typically, I know that last week, Anth, you did not experience that.
I did not.
But just looking at this first second competition, basically the winner of this is going to either solidify, if it's Saquon D's Nuts, their first position, or Anth, you're going to be able to regain back that number 1 spot. You're going to answer last, Anth?
Yep.
Yeah,
Who
fuck
do you think is taking this one, Ad?
Me for sure. Just
Okay, well let's go tail of the tape. Who do we have here? We got Sam Howell for Saquon D's Nuts as QB, and we got Lamar Jackson. So that, I think Lamar Jackson's is just going on a trend here, and he's gonna put up more points. I take Joe Mixon over Connor.
Connor is coming back from IR.
Yeah, I would hope so. They got him with points and on IR.
He hasn't even been put in. They haven't actually said he's playing, but I put him in.
They'll wait.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if you look at Ant's team versus Saquon D's Nuts, I would say Ant's team.
Yes.
And yet he's second. So and Ant's lost last week, and he started as
I didn't have McCaffrey though. I didn't have McCaffrey.
This is
didn't
tough.
have McCaffrey. Lamar Jackson didn't play out of his head.
And the worst part about it is who am I voting for? Am I voting for my brother, who's blood, or am I voting for my brother-in-law, who has a partner on his team as my son, who is also blood?
I feel like you're going Saquon D's Nuts.
I mean, if I had to bet, I would say I'd take Ant's team, Can Fan Ant's team. I'd take Can Fan Ant's team.
Me too. And simple reason is he has McCaffrey. That's a huge point getter, as well as Jackson. The only question mark for you, Anth, is Connor.
But I haven't had him in the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Who's on the bench for both of these schlups?
So I could bring in Foreman, who's the running back for Chicago, but Jay Connor.
Okay, so it doesn't matter who's on the bench, because these look as though that they're going to be their starters.
That's our starters. That's what we're doing.
The only thing that's gonna hurt you here is if you don't like collectively. Saquon D's nuts. They could have. They're like more average scores that will collectively put more points on the board.
Nah.
You might have.
Probably not.
I'm calling Can Fan Ant.
Can Fan Ant gets
That's
back
how
on
it
track to take first place where he belongs. But you know what we're going to do and the Cowboys are going to do? We're going to get back on track this week. We got those dirty New York Giants coming up, traveling to AT&T Stadium to face the Cowboys after they just lost a narrow one to the Philadelphia Eagles. The bandwagon boys over there, myself, Ant Best, we will be here 1 hour before kickoff. We would appreciate everyone to stop by, say, hey, crack them if you got them. BYOB. But I got one thing to say. I don't even give a shit that's a loss to the Eagles. I'm not even going to say this about anyone else other than Eagles fans. If you know an Eagles fan, I want you to say something tomorrow. I want you to go up to them and I want you to tell them to go fuck themselves. Boosh, baby.
Woo! Shout out to chat.
And Jerry Jones because he beat a owner.